All right, there we go. Just turn everything on. Check my phone. Make sure. Sweet. That's awesome. Alrighty. Cool deal. All right. Let's broadcast this out. Let's get some people in here, and then we'll just kind of yeah, see what we want to do. So come back here. We're gonna go to the channel. Fun times. Channel here. Control C. Let's go ahead and here. Community live stream. There we go. Awesome. Let's see. Get some people. What's up, Mad Life? How's it going, bud? How is everything? Oh, just getting off the clock. I'm tired. Mm. Oh man, never fails. Let's see, where are we at? All right, streams posted there. Streams posted there. All right, posted in the main Discord. Sweet, 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 sweet. All right, catching up on some stuff. Making sure everything is good. All right, cool. That looks, all in all, that looks good. See where we at? We bought everything. Oh man. So an hour and 26 until day 12 reset, right? Is that where we're at? Yeah, so then we get what, 11 Eternals to pull. That'll be pretty good. I stopped leveling things. I am at almost 43 million experience with still 1k rubies left. I think with the amount of rubies that are left, I could probably get to like 70 mil, but I'm just farming stones to maximize the hero roster, which if I go to rarity, right? So this account has five legendaries, just a ton of epics, which we got a couple Ninurtas, couple Garys, then of course all of the rares that we want to bring on for beta 2. Definitely can summon some more, and yeah, just stockpiling the two drops or the 2 stars for beta 2. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at as far as like the main account progression and everything. So let's see. There we go. I can hear my kid in the background. That's awesome. Like, there's really not much. I guess I can pull these stones, right? Just to see if we get anything. But ultimately, is like definitely want to talk about. We get some more people in here. I want to talk about kind of what I feel, what we can change, or what we can work on as far as just the Fatui in general, the game in general, where it's kind of at, kind of, my overall the thoughts on the beta. I feel like we have a really solid foundation, um, but we dropped the ball on we dropped the ball on some things that if this were EA, we'd be in trouble, right? And so, luckily, there's a lot of time between now and EA, and I think that's the good thing. That is the good news. There is still time to improve on a lot of aspects because as a beta, beta is supposed to be feature complete. We're testing features, but as of right now, you know we don't have pantheons, we don't have arena, we don't have the tower. No arena, no tower. Uh, Draft mode, that's a thing. It's still not there, but we just touched on the bazaar and the store, which the bazaar is, I think, really good. The only complaint that I would have for the bazaar is, um, when it comes to like these master campaign crates, like they need to be reduced. Like the apprentices probably need to be like 50K, and these probably need to be 200, 250. But 100 and 350K, like you're more often than not pulling a masterwork anyway. So it's like you're for two of these, you can fully book out. You know, I think it was you can fully book out a rare. I think. Let me go back and look. Go to rare that hasn't been fully booked yet. Let's just go to this. Let's go to this Diao right? So it's yeah. So it's like why would I? It's like why in the world would I ever spend 350K gold when I could spend 350K gold and basically upgrade, use 7 8 books to upgrade a unit. Like it doesn't make any sense. And so um, let's see. Outside of that, the store, love the daily gift, love the weekly gift. I would love to see this change. The fact that it's just Tien and Azuma only kind of sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that I have a chance to get a Wukong imprint. That's really cool. But I would love to see this, change on a weekly basis towards, Tien and Azuma this week, and then maybe Aru and Olympus, or, whatever else. That would be really good. The Ruby Shop, the partial energies and the energy refills are best, probably the only thing to buy in this entire store outside of maybe the gold. Um, Free Ruby's great. What I would love to see is if they're going to follow the same pattern, like for the higher, like the 6 mil, the 30, like, man, give us a little bit of a discount. Like, there's no difference between buying 10 of these and just buying the whatchamacallit. It's like give me a discount for buying for 6 million gold and wasting. This needs to be like 1,800. Hell, I'd go with 1,900. The same thing with the ancestral 30 pack. Make it count. Make it cost 2.3 instead of 2.4, because there's no discount on any of these, and I think that's just it is what it is. The calendar, uh, love the idea of the calendar. I love calendars when it comes to launch, but this is useless if you're not buying it on like day. This is useless unless you were buying it on day one, and even then, it's totally not worth 2.5K. I would love to see it be a little more front ended, front loaded. So instead of being 3 mil on day 14, I would love this to be like maybe 2 mil and 2 mil, just to give you a little more oomph to be able to go and if I'm gonna spend 2.5, 2.5K rubies, give me the 2 mil up front. I can, it allows me to go in and buy, you know, buy a lot of this Gold Bazaar stuff, out pretty, you know, a little bit earlier. So, and then outside of that, let's see, that's pretty much the bazaar and the store. Uh, I'm gonna load up a new account and go through the Fatui because I think there's some things in the Fatui that we do well, and there's some things that we don't do well. And when it comes to, like, I put it this way, my 70-year-old dad was he picked up the game, and been talking to him a lot, just kind of getting his thoughts on, what would like an ultra casual player, like what would that look like, from their perspective. And then I've been talking to him a lot over the course of the past week, just kind of getting his thoughts and answering, constantly calling, asking a bunch of questions. And there's just a lot of things that we do well, but we drop the ball on a lot of things. Um, like one thing is like the as far as our summon animations, I'm glad we're getting the legendary summon animations, because outside of that, like, you have no idea. Every other gotcha out there basically gives you some hint that, hey man, I just pulled something cool. Like Godforge really doesn't. So it's like, even when we summon something, right? I would love to see like these little the glowing balls like light up, gold or purple or whatever, if we know we're gonna pull something, make it a little bit different. But then the main thing is like these echo fragments. Is like if you don't know to click on them, like it doesn't really tell you. And then this is like you have to click on the emblem, but we know to click on it, but the casual player doesn't know that they can click on this to bring this up, right? And we don't even do a good job of explaining the echo fragments. And so what I think we should do is, part of the extended Fatui, is add something to either the flawless, or after the Shaolin monk is summoned, like mention echo fragments, make us click on this so we actually can bring it up so you can see, hey, you know, incentivize people to, to buy and summon, do your summons and everything else. But, outside of that, the summons, summons are summons. The one thing that I do think is kind of weird is what normally pops up is when you get ready to summon is a legendary summon in 16 summons, right? Well, there's also going to be an information button that's there. And if you click on that information button that's down here by the pity, it's the same button as this. It's just drop rates, right? It's literally the same one. And so instead of chances, what is like? Why don't we have some form of continuity? Is like, instead of calling this chances, just call it drop rates. Just match it. Match the table, match the information button. Small things. Um, Outside of quests, we have no idea. We have nothing that points us to the quests. Waylon mentions the great tasks and everything else, but even then, we don't have anything that directs us to the quests. And if I was to go and let's load up a let's just load up a random. Let's check what one of my salted accounts. Okay, let's load up. Uh, let us load up. Let's do this one. All right. So we'll switch accounts. Now we're going to go through the Fatui, and I think talk about what we do kind of well in the Fatui, and then what I think we don't do well in Fatui. So I think the opening cinematic's pretty cool, but I'm gonna skip it. So again, I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's like fully polished and everything else. We don't have some of like the little phasing and transition in the cinematics. But what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Just kind of going over some of the uh, kind of going over some of the stuff in the Fatui that I think we should change, as far as holding the player's hand a little bit more. So we do a pretty good job right here. Like we explain basics and we explain cores. Really awesome, right? But then you're talking about speed, and then here we're talking about affinity. So what we don't really do a good job here, in my opinion, is explaining exactly what affinity is to the player. Because after this, like, there's no mention of affinity at all in the Fatui. So even just adding another panel right here that explains wisdom, cunning, and strength, and how they, but like, what is a double arrow, right? This is like, it's indicated by the affinity arrows above them, and it's like, okay, that's great, but explain this to the casual player, right? And so if we just click through, we're just going to click through, and outside of that, all the way up until after Raw is really solid. Guan Yu's like, let me take care of it. Then we transition to going up the stairs. And so all in all, it's pretty solid. Looking pretty good. Lady Jacques getting ready to do Lady Jacques thing. Got Sphinx in the background. And you got the little dancing arrow. Yeah, little dancing arrow. That's great. There we go. Awesome. Explains what an ultimate it is. Tells you it doesn't affect your turn count. And then Lady Jacques does Lady Jacques stuff. So, sweet. Awesome. Great job all the way up to here. Again, this stuff's just, this will get fixed with, more polish and everything else by the time we even get close to EA. And then we get, I think my most favorite shot of the entire Fatui cinematic, and it's right. It's like right here. Like this is pretty cool. Like I like that. So super super great. Well done by the team. We're just gonna poke Raw here, and yeah, come on Raw. Hurry up, one more attack, and then you get to do Raw things. All right, now we get the dialogue. Hey, Joe, how's it going, man? Good evening. So, all right, so now we've hit the part of the Fatui where I think we could definitely add, you know, we can um, we can improve some things. Doing pretty good, man. I just got off the QA shift, got finished answering, tons of tickets and everything. So let's name home test, right? Doesn't matter. So this is where I feel we could. This is where we start to, I think, I don't know, trying to drop ball. Like Destiny in the back. Like you have no idea that that's Destiny, but that's Destiny in the back. And so it's like kind of, kind of cringy. I think we could do better, right? But my first inclination is I want to click on Guan Yu, and if I click on him, nothing happens. So I got to select. And of course, we have our, our arrows over here, right? So we're gonna select Guan Yu because we're Guan Yu mains. Now the info panel is the first panel that pops up. Now these are clickable, but it doesn't really tell you that these are clickable. But if you click them, they get highlighted. And as a casual player, like what are these? We know that these are awakenings, and and whatnot. But we don't really do a good job here of telling people that hey, like these are this is the awakening. And then what I would like to see is that this starts highlighted and locked, or not even locked, but just highlighted and and populated as the first screen. Because say if I say I choose, say the last thing I click on is, or just say I just got finished reading the story, right? I've clicked there. I've done the little whatchamacallit. I'm clicking down, learning everything. I click here, it brings this up. Click back. Now I'm stuck. The last thing that's shown is the awakening. I back out. Now if I go to like Ramses or Lady Shock, right, and then click select, it auto populates the last thing that I had clicked on, right? And so that's the awakening. I'd like to see this, be locked, and or at least auto populate as the first the first info panel you've seen. And then the other thing I think that could be a little bit just to make things a little bit more streamlined is right now if I want to go out, I can either confirm and there's like that's who we're rolling with, or I click here and then I have to go and click over here. Say I want to, then I go lady, I would sit there and go click Lady Jacques, hit select, blah blah blah, check her out. Now say I want to go back to my Guan Yu, I hit select. I would love to see those. I would love to be able to stay in this screen right here once I've selected one, and then just transition. Maybe have you can still have them in that previous screen, the arrows on the left and right. But then also, what if we had the arrows here, or maybe here and here on the side of the characters, or even on like the side, so that we can immediately go from this character straight to the next without having to go out, click over, click select, and just all the extra mouse clicks that really don't matter. But again, small things, just things to think about. Now Waylon, in my opinion, awesome. I love that they've implemented Waylon. Waylon is as far as for the Fatui and everything. What's up, guys? Welcome, Maid. Welcome, Nine. What's up, Red? Um, you know, Waylon does a good job, but there's some things in the Fatui that we really drop the ball. Outside of a couple panels, like we don't even interact with the Crucible at all. And so if you're a chronic skipper like I am, and because this is what happens, so the Fatui automatically starts to indoctrinate a behavior to where it's like, all right, I can't click on anything else, right? Nothing is clickable, but this forces me to click here. So it's already telling me, all right, well, I can just kind of click through this. It tells you about the ether. This is your ether stone. You're in the ether well. There's like more forced clicks, right? And so I love the fact that our first summon is the Shaolin Monk, definitely better than the Fey Enchantress. Um, but great character, starts telling us about, that, the stones are, they're summoning, ether, and the heroes are, are made up of ether and everything else. But again, you know, no, it doesn't tell us anything about echo fragments, right? And then, it tells us a little bit, but again, we don't. It doesn't show us that, hey, if we click on this, haha, we have, we can go here. So we'll touch back on that. But so what happens then is that immediately brings us to the smithy, right? It forces us to click on the smithy. We can't click on anything. So I like, as a gotcha player, I see red dots. I want to click on red dots. What I would like to see the Fatui do is, instead of auto forcing us to click on the smithy, we should be clicking on the birth of the scion to, basically get that learned behavior. Is like, hey, we need to be clicking on our main progression thing, to kind of see what we do next. So it's like, all right, so we'll click on the smithy. If we look at the dialogue, and we're not skipping it, remember, we're already kind of programmed. It's like the dialogue gets whatever, but it's forcing us to click on things. So it's like, hey, he basically says, hey, I have this god still laying around. Why don't I just give it to you, and you summon the forge, right? So we click on the forge. He's given us our god steel, and then we summon our weapon. Now we collect our weapon. Now here's where I think we drop the ball, right? So, ooh, impressive. That's Brynhild's spear. Fine weapon indeed. These weapons can be enhanced with an imprint. So this is the extracted ether from an avatar, the essence of your heroes. I have one here. Place the imprint on the weapon and imbue it for the special power. Now this just feels like everything's just jammed into this. I get why they did it, but what I would like to see is, instead of us immediately having, the like going through this whole imprint thing, what I would love to see is, hey, forge the weapon, right? Go through the whole forge process, and then when he mentions the imprint, say, hey, why don't you follow me to the hey, what's up, man? Thanks for the raid. Hey, what's up, Big Bear? Instead of just immediately giving you the imprint, I would love for us to be able to hold the hand of the player and be like, Waylon's like, hey, let me show you the crucible, and I'll give you the imprint that I have laying around in the crucible, right? So it would then force you to click on this crucible button, right? Which would then is like, haha, we're in the crucible. Because outside of this, our Fatui doesn't tell you anything about the crucible outside of those like two panels, right? And so yeah, I'm just going through the some of my beta feedback, talking about the Fatui, and just some high points, some low points, things that I feel like we dropped the ball on, things that we can improve. Um, but yeah, it's like, outside of like, and then as soon as you like click, it force you to click here. It also teaches you, is like, hey, we can switch between the crucible and the smithy here, so we can be like, hey, this is the crucible, this is where he's like, where's that pesky imprint, blah 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 blah. Oh, here, click on the imprint library. Here's the Brynhild imprint. There's like, and then explain extraction, or the imprint library, right? And then it's like, all right, let's travel back to the smithy, and then it's like, oh, let's click on the imprint, and then apply the imprint. I feel like that way it would go and show us, it would walk us through the smithy, and then also introduce the crucible. Because what normally happens with the Fatui, which, I mean, the Fatui just kind of broke there, but what happens with the Fatui is we stick in the smithy, we create the weapon, immediately apply an imprint, and we immediately get forced to go to heroes, right? At no point are we ever brought to the crucible. And so the Fatui forces you to go to the smithy, and then goes here. You go to the heroes, the Fatui kicks back up, right? So there's the gear, there's the weapon, we equip it. Waylon pops back up, says, oh, that's awesome, you're going to do damage. Let's go explore the sanctum. And then it's like, and remember, your great task await. Like, what's the great task, right? Is that the birth of the scion? Because we should probably mention, maybe mention that or whatever, or something. Because after that, without, again, gotcha players and everything else, we're conditioned to click on the red dots, right? Red dots are our enemies. We need to eliminate all the red dots. But since we didn't go and, since none of this was clickable, your first instinct is just to go click here. And it's like, oh man, okay, it auto populated, right? And then it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll click there. So now you know that this is clickable. But if you knew beforehand, or like I said, instead of it immediately clicking on the smithy after you summon, if it forced you to click here and then go click on the smithy, you could know that these were clickable, and then you can kind of go to the next one, right? And so that's kind of my hang up with at least the Fatui, because we do, like I said, we do some things good, but I think we drop the ball a little bit on um, just holding the hands through a couple of things because like like I said, outside of not knowing what affinity is, like if you don't know to go and click, like casual players, like I said, I literally had this conversation with my 7-year-old dad, and he was like, what's what's this red, blue, green symbol thing mean?" I had to sit there and explain what affinity was and had him explain him to go click it. If we'd have just had that in when we were talking about the affinity arrows and the Fatui, then that lesson gets learned. Again, adding something about the Crucible and directing people to the Crucible teaches them about the Crucible. They'll learn about imprints and extraction, and then of course teaches them that we can use an imprint. I mean, not an imprint, but we can use the button to basically channel in between the two. Then of course red things are our friends. We click our whatchamacallits. Now we learned about our dailies. I think this is fine. I'm glad that nothing seems to be kind of out of place. We have some other dailies that'll get implemented, like Pantheon tasks and other stuff like that. When we're finally getting that feature unlocked. Um, let's go ahead and we're just gonna go ahead and click our lovely little experience because that's all we really care about. Let's get the stones. Hey, look at us getting lucky on this account. And then we'll go ahead and delete that. We will grab the 60 shards. Let's go grab the. Oh no, don't. I don't want to summon yet. Let's go grab this. Grab our 1,000. Awesome. Yeah, there's definitely like there's a lot of adjustments. I think it, and the thing is like it's not far off. Like the Fatui isn't far off. It's just there just needs to be an extended to kind of hold the hands because the sentiment that I saw. This is resets about to be day 12. A lot of sentiment that I saw from what I would consider like the casual player, like the people just picking up the game for the first time is the game's not very intuitive for them. It doesn't really tell like there's a lot of things going on in this game. This game is actually very in depth, and some players, they loved it, but and then other players like it's just too much. Like it's there's just you're thrown so much, and it's not everything's really explained well enough to where they grasp everything, and so. Um, but yeah, it's like for the bazaar, like we were talking, like I think the box of mysteries is pretty awesome. I think it's costed pretty well. Pretty much everything on the top row is pretty good. I've pretty much bought everything on my main account on a basically on a daily basis. The ascent the alchemy crates save you so much time. Let's see, can we need decent ones? There we go. One more. Boop. And I always buy the forge. God still is absolutely one of the best things you can get. And I'm not going to get any. Oh well, it is what it is. And then I would normally come here, buy all 5 of these. So the other thing that I don't like about the one thing that I don't like about the bazaar is right. All of this stuff is good. Normally, buying the spirits, you get a massive jump if you get 4 4 stars. But these master crates are grossly overcosted. Like these apprentice probably need to be 50K. They don't need to be 100K. They need to be 50K. Yeah. So I definitely mainly farmed campaign, um, Might of Ptah, and then some Zame, which is Sevarog's Horde, right? Which I think I'm just shy of my main account is level 62. I stopped doing I stopped at 422 stars on like day 3, day 4. And yeah, the goal just but yeah, it's like I would love to see the apprentice crates be 50K and then the masters either be 150. Like you only get one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would love to see it, either be 150K or even, make it even just 200K tops, because more often than not, you're not getting. I mean, you're not getting masterwork. You're just not. More often than not, right? And so, if I'm going to spend 350K if I go to the heroes and I look at Guan Yu and I want to go, and I know on day two, right? I know on, sorry, go back to the calendar. So I know basically on day two I'm getting 1,000 pages, and I can immediately fully book my starter at reset. Why in the world would I go spend 350K even later? Like even then, the cost of upgrading things is so astronomical. Like this has to change, right? We can't go and have like 720,000. So it's like I can buy two pieces of gear, fully break out, sit there and get my level out my abilities for my starter, right? Like it's not, it's just a no brainer. Yeah. Yeah. You could make yeah 9. Yeah, you could sit there and make it weighted so that the set main set for each day of the week. Yeah, I mean that's it. There's so much design depth that they could touch on for these crates and everything else is really good. Plus, it's like where's like the other thing I would like to see is show us the percentages. You know what I'm saying? Like show us the percentage of our chance of getting the masterwork and everything else. To my knowledge, we don't have anything that tells us what our percentages is of you know you know the more informed a player is, the better the better they're going to be. And it's like here, it's like it's a trap. Most people try to like, ooh, you know, I really want to get these this 5-star piece, and it's like it just isn't worth it, right? And then if you go to like the store, love the fact that we gotta we're getting our dailies, free refills, and everything else. This this Tien and Azuma exclusive Realm imprint pack. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that I can potentially pull a Wukong imprint. Um, yeah, helmet. Yeah, exactly. Joe, it's like Monday you get a chance in the helmet, Tuesday shoulders, etc. Yeah, I, tons of things that we could do. I love the fact that we can potentially get a legendary, a legendary, especially like I said, Wukong. A couple others are really good, but this needs to rotate. Like this didn't rotate. like if one week can be Tien and Azuma, the next can be a Aru and Asgard, or Olympus and whatever else, right? Ecker. Like I feel like it needs to it, I like the idea of it, but I would like to see it rotate, right? Ruby Shop is great. Um, Partial energies and energy refills, by far the only thing worth buying in this entire thing. Partial energy refills are the only way to go up until you get to, I think it's account level 63. And then you start to get break even with energy refills. And then 64 and above, you actually get more ROI by buying energy refills after, I think it's like 60. I have to check the math again, but it's like 63, 64. Um, you can sit there and you get more bang for the buck. But for more often than not, partial energy is the only thing worth buying in this entire Ruby shop until you get, like I said, past level 63. The fact that the bulk, the 30 and the 6 million, is not discounted even slightly is criminally, it's just criminal, right? Like, why am I paying 2K for? He's like, why would I spend 2K rubies? I was like, make this cost 1.8. Hell, save me 100 rupees. Make it cost 1.9k for 6 million, because there's just no discount between any of these. And so the bulk, the higher ones, we need to be offering some sort of discount. The calendar, trap, absolute trap. It's one of those that, like, even right now, if I buy it, anybody that didn't start on day one, like, if you didn't start on day one and buy it, it is what it is. Gold is definitely the bottleneck, but the sheer amount of gold that I can farm with 2.5k versus getting what we're getting here, and the fact that it's so inloaded, like this 3 million, I would rather this be 2 and 2, or 3 million on 3 million on day one, or 2 and 2 would probably what I would do. But this 1 million and 3 million, it's, if this was on launch, okay, maybe. But even then, it's, yeah, definitely, definitely trap. Even going into beta 2, I don't even know if I would ever buy this. Um, yeah, like Tesla cares, same price to everyone. Yep. Um, well, as of right now, I see what you're saying, Nine. Yeah, so it's like for the calendar, right? So tomorrow, for anybody that's been playing day one, right? For day one players in what, an hour from now we're getting 10 Eternals. Actually, it's 11 Eternals. So we'll be getting this Eternal, and then we'll be getting these Eternals for the day 12, and then these next 2 days, yeah, it's spend the 4K on what, it'd be 50 pools. Yeah, see, 24 plus, yeah, 24 16. So you'd be getting 50 pulls over the course of the next 2 days. Like that would be the the caveat, right? But for anybody that's trying to like going in and re-rolling accounts, like, so like I said, I have 300 accounts, right? So it's like this is a Morgan Le Fay count. And so we'll see what we see what we pull with like I said, we just got lucky. Which actually, let's just go ahead and let's see what our guaranteed legendary is. Oh, well, this account's done. Like, this account's totally set up for beta, for beta two. We got a Loki. That's, oh my god. Let's, on a caveat. This, not to say that the character needs to be, he needs to be addressed, but this right here is a problem. The core, place sleep on all enemies for 3 turns. The target is already under sleep. Decrease 30% of the target's turn meter. This character alone is going to dominate a lot of PvP in Beta 2 if this core ability is not changed. The simple fact that the way the AI operates, if my defensive team has Loki and I have a speed lead and it immediately goes off and then sleeps your team, and then I get to cleave you, you're dead. Like, you're more than likely not going to beat that PvP comp. Um, so I would, caveat here. I would love to see this. 1 turn I think is too bad of a nerf. 2 turns is probably the ideal. And even then, it's like I would like to see start as, I would see as a base 1 turn, and then upgrade it to an additional turn is what probably is the proposed fix that I would say. Maybe that's too steep of a nerf or whatever, but three turns. Anybody that's used Loki knows that the it allows you to punch well above your weight class. So, but shoot, that's actually not bad. So we have, this account has Vivian. See, which one is this one? 51. All right, I got to remember 51. I'll write it down. So it's like, let's see what we got here. So we have, see if we pull anything from the ancestral. The ancestral. Yeah, no problem. Hey, Ziwang Mu. Mordred. All right, not looking bad. Bastet. All right, so ideally you want as many Isoldes and Hippolytas as I want, but I'll take anything else. So Tengu's great for Maida Pata, Kenshin, Changi Muse, Cyrus. Yeah, no problem. Oh, yeah, another Mordred. Bobby, Akuma, Ramses, Nefertiti. All right, 31 pulls left. We'll actually run through we'll run through Avalon real quick. It won't take long. There's a Hippolyta. There's a Leshy. Might actually farm this account over the next couple of days then. Second Hippolyta. All right, 11 to go. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Just kind of hanging out, talking about the beta, talking about things we like and we don't like. Atari Hanzo, it's great. We got a bunch of 4-star chickens for beta 2. That's great. All right, not that I think we're gonna pull anything from the mortals, but let's just see what we get. One more, and then we'll go get that other flawless through the we'll get that flawless through the story, see if it pulls anything, and then we'll actually come back and we'll hop back on the main and kind of talk about some stuff. Hey, Adam, what's up, man? Thanks for the follow, bud. Oh, you got Misuzu? Oh, man. Misuzu's not that bad. You know, he's a little rough, but let's go burn through let's see. Where's my Guan Yu for this account? Let's just go see what we can pull. Let's just use another starter. It doesn't even really matter. Let's use Ramses. There we go. Oh man, got your first blue summon of Pity Fusion. Hey, Fusion's pretty good, man. Fusion, Raijin. Let's see. Hold to skip. Yoink yoink. We're just gonna blow through this just to get the just to go and get the flawless, and then we'll pull that flawless and then go back to the main. But yeah, I think another thing that I would change a lot, especially in the campaign, I think the campaign's in a good spot is for story mode. Adventure is definitely a step up, but I think adventure is actually good where it is as far as a progression gating standpoint. Don't tell your boss. Yeah, we definitely won't tell your boss. But and then the jump from adventure to heroic is just night and day difference. Like it's um with you need some legitimate team comps to push through heroic. And as of right now, I don't think anyone has. I don't want to say legitimately, but I don't think anyone has actually used that has. I don't think anyone's cleared adventure without using Perun or Exotl or a combination of you know Exotl imprints or whatever else. Like it's pretty much the only way that I think adventure mode's been cleared, just because the Gilgamesh and Pazuzu that you do get in an Necrotin adventure, they're just not statted. And so when you have your Pazuzu hitting for like 1,000, uh, it's not really doing much. But when you have a Wukong or whatever else, and then people have Zolotl imprints, then you're taking basically infinite turns. Or I think Sage had a great example, right? Like using Zolotl imprints with Marduk and everything else, and like it gets to a point where the opposing team just doesn't take turns, right? And yeah, it just trivializes everything. But yeah, again, without Zolotl, I don't think it's highly improbable that somebody will clear adventure without using Zolotl, and then even then to a lesser degree Perun. So what's up, everybody? We got a bunch of people hopping into the stream. We just went over we're basically kind of going over like the beta feedback and everything else. Talked about the Fatui, and where we kind of like we were dropping the ball on the Fatui, and then talked about the store and the bazaar. Kind of touched on Loki a little bit. I think Pandora isn't working as intended either. She's a little too pushed, a little too broken. So I can see Pandora and Loki maybe, or I would hope that they're tweaked before we introduce PvP, because yeah, it's already going to be a speed meta anyway. But it's not really going to be fun if you click on somebody and it's just like, oh well, you're faster than me, you Loki sleeped me, or you Pandora disabled me, or whatever else, and it's just like that's just GG. That's basically what it's going to boil down to if it's not addressed early. So let's see, Druid. I'm trying to think what else would I like to see. And one thing that I think we would know that do a better job at also is hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thanks for the follow, man. One thing I would also like to see is the later stages of adventure. Um, as far as the wave content, as far as like the characters in the waves, I think we need to do a better job of kind of setting those waves up because for some reason we'll have one wave where it's like here's four eternal legendaries, and then the very next wave is like here's two commons, an uncommon, and a rare. And so it's, yeah, well, that people will definitely abuse it, right? But it's like, these some of these progression waves make absolutely no sense. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I think we could do a better job of kind of like going back and tailoring some of that stuff, because like when you start looking at the waves of story and then you go to adventure, it's like everything in adventure is automatically like level, I think it's like 100 and something, rank 6, fully awakened, everything else. And then when you start getting into heroic, everything's like, I think like level 180. It's crazy, the scaling that happens between the between all the difficulties. And so when you have like an Oda Nobunaga just chilling there, and he's got like 100,000 hit points, and it's like, how are it's you're just your characters aren't prepared. Now, granted, when you're in live and you have a chance, to go and really farm gear and everything else, you know it's definitely not something. I think Simon's gone on the record multiple times about not wanting to not wanting the game to be beaten, in a week or whatever, which you know for the super outlier people, it's it I don't think, I'm trying to think with how much I spend on gotcha games. I think I don't think heroic will be anywhere near beatable within a week, but uh, I know adventure definitely will be, because as of right now, like the other thing that I think I'm concerned about, especially like for like PvP balance in general, is the game's going to go through, at least in my opinion, as it sits right now, the game's going to go through a couple different steps as far as overall progression, right? And so, yeah, yeah, most wave one is harder than 2 to 3 most of the time, right? Um, Zuma one, I'm stuck nowhere. Yeah. The damage, yeah, with the Musashi and the Lina Masa. Like when Lina Masa actually gets fixed and he's actually doing the damage that he should be doing, like that wave is just going to be ridiculous. Like what you have to go through just in that one wave, it brick walls you. Do 2 TN. Uh, nope. Give me a TN. Yoink. So, but yeah, it's we're gonna have to definitely do a better job, because what'll happen is rares and epics is gonna carry you so far, at least in PvP. But the true meta is going to be whoever is able to get the same characters, but A4 and A5, all of them. Like the sheer amount of power spike that you get from awakening for a legendary and then its base form is just, it's night and day difference. Like it is and I'll show you what I'm kind of talking about. Like there's some epics that also scale insanely well with awakenings. Like Ishtar is one that comes to mind, right? Even her A1 is 20%, an A1 Ishtar is already doing an additional 20% damage. And then by the time you get her to A4, like all the additional weapon modifiers and everything else, it it adds up there when you start getting to legendaries that are giving you like 95% of, like almost doubling your attack. It's, or all the extra crit damage and everything else, and you're doing over 400% crit damage. Like that is dungeon, and after it'll tell us what the, so I know they've talked about it. Like they're always considering tons of stuff, and that's the one thing that I love about all the guys at Fateless is, their players like they see all the problems just like we do. Like, dude, they are like, I have the utmost faith and trust that, by the time EA actually comes out, that it's going to be a really, really, really solid product. Let's just go ahead and send. No, I don't want to send you. What am I doing? I want to awaken you. That's what I want to do. You're not somebody I care about having in beta 2. And then we'll just go here. We'll send. There we go. All right, click out, click out, click out. All right, cool. There's that. There's that. Hey. All right, let's see if we can get lucky. Can we pull another? Oh, let's just pull these first. Why not? Let's see if we can get the what one and was it 0.005%? But but yeah, well, even watching like all the videos like Simon's put out, and I don't know. I think the last one, I think the most recent one is when he just did a beta feedback with Ramsey, and he's talking about GTA 6 coming out. I think there's definitely cause to be wary. Like I think he mentioned I think 20% potential 20% of the player base being hooked on GTA 6. It may be more, maybe less, but in my opinion, if you're asking my opinion, I would love to see the following. So I would love to see we had 3 alphas. I would love to see us do 3 betas, and the reason why I say that is because we still have Pantheon boss and Pantheons. We still have Arena. We still have the Tower. We still have Draft mode. We have all these things that are potentially going to be implemented into the game for early access or at least have been said, subject to change, of course, that these are features that are going to be in the game at some point. They all have to be tested, and I know Simon said in the last videos, like a couple of months between now and beta 2. I would essentially do a couple of months, do a beta 2, implement like 2 more game features, like tower. Since PvP is going to require more tuning, I would love to see like pantheons and PvP added to the next beta, right? And then have a beta 3, um, because that would put us in. So we're basically going to be in June, right? June, July. So have a beta 2 in August, and then September, October, and then we have a beta 3 in like November, and then that way we could then have a potential early access launch, like a beta 3 in like November, and then an early access launch in like mid January, February, and that's I don't know. Personally, that's what I would do. I mean, this game needs a lot more time to cook, and that's just me being honest as a player, and like we're still a ways away. Okay, not a legendary, but it is what it is. Let's see, what do we have left? And so I mean, I guess we could technically. I mean, I could just run this account for 36 minutes till it reset. No, I'm probably just gonna shoot back to the. Yeah, I'll probably run this account up a little later. So Morgan Le Fay Loki account already looking super solid uh for beta 2. So I'll mark down what. Yeah, I'll mark this down as potential grind account for beta 2. Let me flop over to the main. Yoink. Let's see, where are we at on the main? So we're pretty far. I mean, we've progressed pretty far on the main. Like I said, we stopped on like after day 4, so we haven't really progressed. Yeah, so we're level 61, count level 61. Literally just been grinding, just grinding campaign and other stuff. So it's like we're 43 million experience, 2.71k. So we'll be at 5. This account will get another. So we'll have our 11 here in the next 30 minutes. So we'll pull those 11, and then on day 13 and 14, we'll just blow the rest of the rubies on just some some more summons to try to build the roster. Which I mean, we're already in a pretty good spot. Like if we get Yang Wang, Morgan Le Fay, Wukong, Ymir, Isis. Which Isis was our 200 pity. Um, but yeah, probably needs a Itch Star. It'll have a Mezu Gozo, has a Ryuj, and got Brynhild, got our Divana, which Divana is going to be really great for counter PvP comps, right? So it's like the best thing about Divana is, right? So say you do have the teams that are running, speed lead or like Quetz into whatever, like Divana is going to be a really nice counter, um, just because of just because of the passive when he receives a turn meter increase, retaliate, like and having an AOE retaliate, and then potentially putting like a trimmer set on her. So as soon as they turn meter boost, she immediately retaliates with trimmer to stun. Pretty solid little counter to some PvP comps. Outside of that, got a couple. I need more. Gary is actually pretty solid, especially as Waken 5. Like when Gary getting a retaliate's pretty nutty. See who else is pretty good. I mean, Hippolyta, her ultimate, I'm sure is probably it'll probably get fixed, so it doesn't bring everybody in. But definitely the good thing about those Eternals, I'm hoping to pick up some more Chows, because I mean I went and did I already upgrade that one? I think it did. Did I? I did, yeah. I already awakened 5 team, whatever for content, but Scotty, got enough Scotties, Maria Marevnas, Sargons, Shinigami's. Definitely need to pick up some more so at least 2 more Zoldays, which I'll be able to get the 50-60 pulls that I'll get off the whatchamacallit. So all in all, this account's pretty set up for the beta, which again is mainly just farming campaign to get all of the 2 drops or the 2 stars that I need to upgrade everything kind of right off the bat. So definitely preparing. And let's see, but yeah, where are we at on leaderboard? Like I said, we haven't touched the leaderboard in Jesus, 7 days. So we've dropped to 9. I guess we'll have to, before the whatchamacallit's over, we'll actually have to go and clear some we'll have to clear some stars, I guess, just to get back up there. Let's see, what is this? Oh, just catching up on some stuff. Oh man, but that's it. Just made a huge mistake. Let's see, just made a huge mistake. Awakening. Oh, so there we go. Stupid. There we go. Let's see. Huge mistake. Awakening rares, and I haven't used today when I should have been keeping them. Yeah, Awaken. Yeah, that's that's the other thing. It's like I know some content creators have put some videos out, but yeah, that I would definitely recommend not awakening any of your characters moving forward. And again, subject to change, but I think the plan is at some point, and I'm pretty sure it'll be like the last day of the beta, right? They'll take like a snapshot of your account, and that's basically what you have character wise is what you'll probably get for beta 2. Is I think that's the sentiment. Again, it's subject to change, but I know they're wanting to at least have people have their characters transferred. And so, but yeah, in between then, it's like I'm happy the beta's here. I can't wait to get back. It's like Tuesday, Wednesday. Um, sure there'll be an all hands to go over all of the feedback, talk about the beta, and then immediately start getting into work about fixing, testing the things that need to be tested, and still a lot of stuff with Pantheon boss and Pantheons and everything, all this stuff that needs to be, fleshed out and, really, really polished and solidified and everything else before the next beta. And yeah, I can't wait to start getting into, that, that whole aspect of, testing all that and make sure that, there's no insane bugs that are gonna, you know, cause all the issues that some of the issues that we've seen. Which you know, good thing is there's a Lotl and Perrin, and they have their problems. The whole looping thing has been a nightmare, but I'm glad that it's been sort of worked out for these last couple of days of beta. But let's see, where are we at? Campaign story. Yes, we're at TN. What I'll do is I'll probably just go in and I'll finish Ecker. So what do we do anything? So we're at 29. What do we miss out of here? Okay, so this one doesn't work, I don't think. Yeah, this doesn't work. That's being addressed. All these star stages will be addressed. That is still in story. Nope. That's another thing. Should be able to it shouldn't be locked. We should be able to freely click here. But let's see. Adventure, Asgard. Is this the brawler stage? These are the brawler stages. Okay, yeah, could definitely clear that. What can I get there? That would be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stars. This is with all chaos, right? No, it's story again. Jesus. Click, scroll. It's a little annoying. All right, so it's just 3 stars. Acid blade. Okay, could easily do that. Not worried about that one. So that's 8 stars. Retaliate. Could do that. That's 7. Yeah. Okay, so there's definitely that'll be easy. That's another 3 star. Okay, so we have those. Olympus. Yeah, it gets a little painful because it's like, ugh. It's just more. It's like click, go back. Olympus is 23, so we're missing 7. 2, 2, 2. So this is what one of every. Is this one of every whatchamacallit? No, without any disruptors. All right, we'll definitely be able to go back and do that one. Okay, so yeah, there's probably a solid 30, 40 because let's see, there's the rest of TN. Which I mean, haven't touched since, like I said, haven't touched since day 4. Stage with only order. What's the order looking like? Oh yeah, it'll be fine. Just gotta go and bring up. We probably level Musashi, Maria Morevna. There's options. Definitely options. To do Guan Yu. Could easily do a Ryujin, Hippolyta, or Ryujin, Isolde, Guan Yu, and any other damage dealer or CC and be able to blow through those. So that works. Yeah, so not bad. See, what about you guys? How's your account progression going? Because at this point, it's like what I've mainly been doing is just farming. So there's two realms of thoughts, right? It's like saving the rubies, which I think I'm going to do, um, to pull the ancestrals just to try to get another character, which 178 won't necessarily get one, but we'll pick up some extra epics, right? Eternal, we're 67 away. We're not going to unless Simon and crew wants to bless us with some more Eternals. That'd be great. But definitely don't see this happening. But this is what I was talking about earlier, right? So you see the guaranteed legendary 12 summons. It's like you have your drop rates, and you have it's the same damn table, right? It's like instead of chances, just put drop rates right here, and this doesn't need to be here. It's like we only need one, but we're doing double duty with the tables here. And then again, like I said, in the echo fragments, it's like you don't even know that that's clickable with this. And so it's like there's just some things that need to change. Like our summoning animations, I'm super glad that we're getting the Oh, you tried to stop doing so much with no gold? Yeah, it's well, so that's why I farmed campaign, right? Because it's like my problem is it's like you can farm campaign and you'll get a decent amount of gold and you'll get a decent amount of experience. But I can't bring myself to make another 60. Like I said, I'm sitting here on like 43 million experience, and I can't bring myself to level into the 60 because of how long it takes. Can you get enough fragments to buy one for the end of the beta? Uh, I don't think I don't think so. I mean, maybe you could have like so we get what? We get 11 Eternals, which the fact that the fact that Eternals, right? It says Eternal only gives us one. I want to say this is incorrect. I think the Eternals were supposed to give. I want to say there were eight, but I could be wrong. Um, Things have changed so much over the course of these different iterations and builds and everything else. Um, so it's like at 350, and keep in mind, I didn't do any summons with this account. I literally this account started with a Wukong. Yeah, so this account started with a Wukong, got Morgan Le Fay on the flawless, ended up picking up a young Wang, and then a random Ymir off of a ancestral pool. But I just went Wukong, Morgan Le Fay, Hippolyta Isolde, and just burned through the campaign story in like I think it was 3 hours and 48 minutes, and then started burning through adventure. No, don't do three. Don't do three. Don't do three. Then got rear-ended, and then just basically haven't really. All I've been doing since then is just grinding campaign and everything else, farming tokens. Which I mean, I'm behind on tokens because I don't have. I think Fusion and I are one of the only ones that don't have Zolotl imprints. So most of the other guys have been able to farm like Ptah 15, right? Ptah and Zame 15, and so you're getting a crap ton of tokens. You're getting just a ridiculous amount of tokens per energy that way, and so. But yeah, I am at ton of armor sets. I need to blow them up, but I'm lazy. Weapon, Kindle, best weapon by far in the beta, not close. Uh, I mean, Kopech has been pretty cool. Z's Talon, like there's some others that have been pretty decent for the most part, but yeah, I mean Kinjal is Kind HP, an HP accuracy or a defense accuracy. Kinjal has been where it's at. So especially for the later stages, especially if you're running like the trimmer cheese or chunking out on a Scotty or yeah, it's just really good. I would love to see the weapons actually. I would love to see the weapons changed because there's a lot of just really bad weapons, and just like this, I mean, the thing about the characters, right, is like we do have some characters that are just absolutely useless, but you know, you need characters. I mean, it's gonna sound weird and counterintuitive, but you need characters that are bad to teach you exactly what a bad character is, so that when you see a good character, you're like, oh, yeah, that character sucks. This one's really good. Hey, Rachie, how's it going, man? We are just talking everything beta, so it's a bit of rarity. Waiting for this reset to hit here, which I mean, shoot, I think we're what 20 minutes away. Yeah, 20 minutes away. I probably should forge a weapon. Let me go run some. Let's go run some quick little whatever. Some, nope. Yup. So we need five. Let's go run these real quick. Knock out the daily. Oh. Nice, man. Congrats on the Loki. You've if he doesn't get changed, you have won PvP in beta 2, my friend. Loki is really good. Loki, Pandora, any of these characters with multi-turn disables and everything else is basically going to be the go-to comps for PvP. I think outside of just like I said, outside of the little speed cleave comps. I am feeling a lot better. Like I said, I was able to get out of the neck brace a couple of days ago. Still have some, still have some tingling and some numbness in my hands. But all in all, considerably better than the way I was. Have a little bit of trouble sleeping. Just like I still have three herniated discs from the wreck or whatever. But outside of that, man, I can't complain. Wukong, Ares, Loki, and Amaterasu PV. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. That is definitely that could be a very very solid team. I mean, it's just for me. I feel like it's going to be like speed lead Loki with as much speed and accuracy that as I can put on that Loki, and then some AOE damage dealers like an Ishtar or you know something somebody else to sit there and just kind of go to town and just do the little speed disable cleave comp and because that way you can set it forget it as far as like defense is concerned, right? Because that's going to be the main thing about beta 2, right? Is being able to go and have a team to where the AI, right? Because they're immediately going to core, and so I think it's going to be really hard to beat speed lead Loki because even your defense is just it goes first. As like Loki goes disables everybody, and then that's it. And you just then you get cleaved down, and so it's going to be really 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 it's gonna be rough. Like I don't think there's gonna be enough time. It's like if it's another 2 week beta, I just don't know if there's enough time to generate like the bruiser comp, right? Which is it's typical PvP in gotchas. Like for the first however long, it's a speed cleave meta, and then um, it transitions into that like heavy bruiser comps. And I mean, maybe it's possible. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, there's a lot of things that can happen between now and whenever PvP is introduced. So, but that's a whole another, that's a whole nother nut that they're gonna have to crack because when you start balancing things for PvP, you know, it it affects it affects other things. So that's a delicate balance for balancing for PvP and PvE. So that's a pretty good Scotty. 151 accuracy and 218 speed. Really good. Yeah, CC's been the name of the game for like adventure and even going into heroic. Like however many times, like the sheer amount of times that we've ran the campaign and internal testing and everything else, like especially in heroic, Jesus, like it's you either CC or things just like they're clapping you for like 40, 50K. Who is my CC of choice? So, um, I like Loki. I'll just not so. I'll put it this way. I love Scotty as a rare. Is definitely at the top. Um, then I super partial to Pandora. Um, but I think Pandora is doing a little too much. I think right now because if you use her abilities and everything else, she's like landing everything. I don't think she's supposed to be landing everything. But Pandora's super solid, super strong. Loki's Loki's going to be a PvP god, not even close. Um, oh yeah, yeah. Trimmer's got to be. Um, and then it may sound weird, but some of the most fun I had in some of my runs, especially in adventure, was they basically called it like the Bash Brothers, right? And so I would run Mezu Gozu in Trimmer because if they went that's one of the easiest ways to like CC a bunch of waves is you just run Mezu Gozu core and then you're just smacking everybody with an absolute crap ton of hits, and then or just a Wukong and Perun and Trimmer set, really 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 solid. But yeah, as far as like disrupt disruptor esque CCers, it's definitely Scotty, Pandora, and Loki. And then I love my defenders. Even Ryujin in a Trimmer set is really good. Like I said, Gozu in a Trimmer set's really good. Um, Shoot, anybody that has an AOE basic with a Trimmer set, it's pretty good. Um, and so it's just it just kind of depends. But what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. I think the one thing I would like to see, right, is we have the tower, but I would love for PvP and the tower to not be in the same beta. Like going back to what I was saying about having three betas, I would love to see like Pantheons and PvP released in one, and then like the tower and like draft mode released in another one, right? Just because like if you're building an account for PvP, well, I would have PvP. This is how I would do it, or I would suggest doing it, right? So the next betas, I'd have beta two, and I would introduce Pantheon and the tower. And the reason I would do that is because I would have in beta three, I would want to see keep the same thing that we have here to where we're keeping our characters, but after beta two, let everybody keep all of their progressed characters. I mean, fully awakened, everything, right? That way in beta three, you can actually go to PvP and have some legit PvP with actual built characters instead of spending, you know, people because it's taking people 7 to 10 days just to even clear the story and push into adventure, right? So it's like by the time that people are getting to like their fourth or fifth 60, we're already what, day 12 in. And so at least that way, if PvP was the last thing that was added, they could have all of beta 2 to do Pantheon boss, focus on Pantheon boss and the tower, because building a using an account to tackle the tower, to build an account to tackle the tower is going to be completely different than having to go and tackle PvP, right? Because you know the tower's making you choose between order and chaos, and it's kind of like splitting your account. But again, it needs to be tested. So it's like I don't, unless they're going to shower us with a ton of summons and resources and everything else to really test PvP. Um, I feel we just end up shooting ourselves in the foot if we're really trying to test tower and PvP at the same time. But that's just me. I mean, that's the way I kind of see it. And I could be wrong, but forge a weapon. All right, so we'll go here. Forge. Yay, we forged our weapon. All right, now we'll go back. Claim. Defeat Ascension 5 times. Doesn't even matter. We're 11 minutes. So hard. I mean, at least finally clear that so we'll get another summon there. Oh, won't even get a chance to clear that. Still haven't summoned the legendary weapon. Yeah, might as well. So we are at 61. What's our account power at? So we're at 80K account power. A little nuts. Let's go. Let's see. What do I even need? I don't even think I need anything. Maybe somebody. Yeah, I don't even think it matters. We're just waiting for reset. Uh, doesn't matter. We'll just do this. Yoink. We'll just let that happen. So, but I don't know. But what about you? What about you, WD? I mean, it's who are you? Who are you guys excited for PvP? Or what would you guys like to see in the next beta? Is there anything in particular that you guys are excited for? Crunch. Good old Anwin. I'd also love to see the mechanics change on these Ascension dungeons too. Yeah, I think that's a shared sentiment across most of the community. Reggie is, you know, everybody wants to PvP, everybody wants to tower, and so yeah, it's definitely one of those that yeah, I'm a huge PvP nerd. Loved it, loved it, loved it. In a 3-year restart and there's a couple other games, but I don't know. I think I'm more of a fan of live PvP more than just the I set my defense and then you go. Especially with the way that it's set up currently, with being able to just constantly be able to reroll, to where it's like, all right, well I know I can't beat that guy, so I'm just gonna reroll and just beat up on everybody else but this guy until I run out of arena tickets, right? So I'm not a real PvP player. I do it because it's part of the game. The stream requires progression, but it's not my passion. It's like I really tired of it. Yeah, and it's and the good. I think there's a lot of good. Oh, well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I will say, like, from what Simon and the team has done, Fateless in general has done, like, man, if you participated in the mini game and you played the alpha, you participated in the mini game, now you're participating in the beta, like, dude, the free to play players, like, you're getting like free to play players, I think, are going to be better off on launch than a lot of modern gotchas of in the past. Because I mean, you got to think about it. We're getting a free legendary, we're getting a free imprint. You got to, I mean, free legendary weapon, and a free imprint. Right now, we're grinding Valor tokens to potentially get God knows whatever they throw in the shop. I mean, it's going to be something good. Outside of cosmetics and everything else, and so because this is a shop that they want to continue to have even after launch. So, I mean, you have to. I mean, I would assume, and again, don't quote me on any of it, but I would assume it's going to have like summons or some sort of resources that you can get, even if it ends up costing you an arm and a leg of tokens. But yeah, any free to play player that's like participating in all these testing phases, by the time EA comes, like it's a lot. You can be getting a lot of stuff, and not only that, but it's like the game's already giving you a free legendary just for completing Avalon 9, and so it's a lot of free stuff. And so, and if he said if they, I know there's a lot of talk in the community about people about them wanting Fateless to open up the mini game again. Jeez, if that happens, yeah, Ruby's from the alpha too. Like, so yeah, it's a free to play player is going to be living the dream, I think. And so, oh, what's up, kiddo? Oh, okay. But yeah, I got this. Can't wait. Can't wait to see what the future has in store. But it's just like it behooves everybody to play all these testing phases because they just keep giving us all this cool stuff. So, do do do. We are 6 minutes away. Then we get to see what we pulled. What is this? Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, Terra Classic. I will not be playing with those guys. I have no desire to play Terra Classic. You hungry, kiddo? You hungry? Okay. Let me know if you end up getting hungry. Huh? You waiting on me to eat? What? You waiting on me to eat? No. 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 I'm so thirsty today. You're so thirsty? Been drinking, water is going to be a lot better than that Dr. Pepper. I've had 3 waters. Oh, all right. Craziness. Craziness. Huh? You streaming? Yeah, I'm streaming. Hello, chat. Oh, you're just gonna drop the casual hello chat as you just walk by. Oh man. Yep, absolute craziness. What are you doing, Nine? Are you in Discord? You just hanging out? I know you're in there. I'll hop in. Hopped in the hideout. If you want to hop in. Do 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 do. Brother Sage. What's Sage doing? I am in DC. There we go. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. We're just burning time waiting for this reset to happen so we can see what Eternals we pull. Did you guys happen to see Sage's craziness with the with Marduk and the Zolotl imprints and everything? If you haven't, I definitely recommend checking it out. I think it was the stream that he did yesterday or the day before yesterday. Absolute craziness what Zolotl does. And so I think the in the recent patch the bug was fixed to where it was auto healing off of every joint attack action, but I think the divinity gain is still generating way too much. So I don't I definitely don't think it'll be fixed by the time this beta ends. So, but crunch, crunch, crunch. We're close. Let's get out of here. Yoink, yoink. So just 9 left in 2 days. Yeah, we got super close to 62. Let's see what does Ryujin need? He needs 9. Oh, 2. Anybody want to promote this stuff for me? Because I can't I can't bring myself to promote any more characters, man. I just can't do it. I can't do it. There's like there's enough experience there to do at least 3, potentially 4 more 60s if I eat a couple of things, but I just can't bring myself to do it. You get 5 Solotls. Yeah. I mean, so here's my thoughts on the whole energy thing, right? So your best bet, and I mean, granted, it's probably not going to happen, but with the energy, we have, we are now, this is day 12, so we have three more resets, and then that's it. That's all she wrote, right? And so it's like, like 4 days and 5 hours. But what I would do is I would spend all of my energy um, trying to push into adventure, try to get all of the 15 Eternals that you can, um, just to have them, just to go ahead and summon everything. Keep in mind that every 2 star, right? Every 2 star that you clear in adventure gives you 2 ancestrals. So that's 2 more summons to potentially get, another legendary. It's like I would be focusing on the 3 star to 10 stage 3 stars and the 2 stars of everything else. Try to get as many summons as you can, and then outside of that, I would be farming the highest adventure stage that you can. I've been farming a lot of I've been farming a lot of like Aru 10, Aru 9 and 10, just because I can clear it pretty quick, and it gives decent experience and gold. But then it'll give like 8 mortal stones, right? And so what I've been doing is, like, as you can see, is like I go and I'll set it, leave it alone. It'll go do like 200 runs or whatever, and then I just come back to like I said, I'll just come back to like 300 mortal stones, and then I'll just pull, and then it's literally just trying to build your account with as many 3 stars, um, as many rares and 2 stars as you possibly can. That way you can immediately go and have a stockpile of, or surplus to immediately hit the ground running on beta 2 to level up all of your to level up all your stuff, which by then, fingers crossed, hopefully, you know, we'll have a some quality of life improvements to where we can auto feed characters and everything else. That would be magical Christmas land, Christmas coming early type situation. So your heart's stuck. Stage one Azumo, yes, getting stones seems like a plan. Farming our routine adventure is not quite consistent enough for overnight to get occasional failure. Okay, your thoughts are aligned with. Okay, yep, yep, yeah. That's at this point, like it's. I mean, the leaderboard's the leaderboard. Like I said, I haven't pushed the leaderboard in days or whatever else. I know I can. I've cleared Ecker or I've cleared up to Ecker 10 countless times, so I'm not even worried about doing that. Um, like I said, before everything ends, like I'll probably sit there and get as many 2 stars as I can, just to get as many, just try to pull as much as I can to potentially get another, another legendary. Which again, we are 178 from pity. Which if I like I said, if I save the rubies and everything else, right, that's so that is what 5,000. So reset happened. Let's go. Alrighty. Let's go to the calendar. Huh. All right, let me reset this. Let me reset this, and then we'll move some counts around, and we'll sit there. We'll go pull some of these Eternals. Connecting to the server, loading inventory. Come on, load it up. Apparently, we have 866 characters in our roster. So there's one there, 10 there. Sweet. Now we come over here. So where are we at? So we are at 156 and 350, right? So let's see exactly. It says 1, but I could have swore it's supposed to be more. 156 and 350. So we'll start with 1. Let's see what we get. Yeah, relogging for dailies definitely does suck. Boo, Sargon, boo. So yeah, so it is just 1. So, which it would really be nice. So I know it's changed, but I would love to see. Somebody's texting me. Oh, okay. Oh, they must have checked into the hotel. Oh, that's cool. All right, ready for the 10 pull. Let's see if we can get lucky. And go. Can we get lucky? Come on, Scotty. Yay! I'll take a Pandora and another Divana. Hey, that's a win-win right there. So we picked up a couple more Scotties, a Lina Masa, Divana, and a Pandora. That is definitely a win as far as I'm concerned. Definitely a win. Because I mean, like I said, Pandora. Oh, clickety click. Now I do wish these we're not getting them? Where are they at? I guess they disappeared. We're not even tracking them. Yeah, don't even have the arena tokens. But I think there's hey, sweet. Go back 167. Yeah, so a long ways away. But I mean there's a chance. So it's like I would love to it's not going to be possible unless they give us whatever, but I would have loved to have been able to get to 500 to potentially pull a second Sun Wukong. So I don't know if I would want anybody else, but another Sun Wukong to potentially, um, potentially blow up, or even I don't know. Would I A1? I don't know. So that'd be a tough decision. I don't know if I'd want to A1 him or if I'd just blow him up. I think I'd probably blow him up though. 5 epics, 10 pulls, 5 epics, 2x quick. Gilgamesh, Zalotl on your first read. Hey, well, I mean, you got Zalotl. I mean, I would, imprint him up, go blow through blow through everything, get all the free stones. not to encourage bug abuse, but yes, it kind of I can't be too hypocritical considering we bugged the hell out of we used every single bug known to man for the alpha contest for the hive mind. So, but yeah, at this point with Wukong is your guarantee for your flawless and minigame hero. Yeah, that's 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 pretty good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Wukong Guan Yu is this that is my go-to. That is my go-to starter comp. It pushes so quick. It's not even close. Which I think what I may do is I'm off tomorrow. Like I may try to just I don't know. I may get bored and just see if I can beat my 3 hour and 48 minute record and just play one of the Wukong accounts and just see if I can beat my time. But let's see what else. Calendars. That's all there. Bizarre. Mystery box. Two scrolls. Get some more summons. Oh, didn't get lucky. I don't think anything else really matters. Oh, no, this matters. We get God Still? God Still? No. Or God Still? No. Okay. We'll buy this. Not that it even matters. Craziness. Yoink. Hey, we got two. Alright. 30. 13. Oh, it's 27. 26. And 22. Is it who needs something? I don't even think anybody really needs anything. Uh, Ascend. Yoink. 4. Ascend. She needs 10. Ascend 7. She needs 10. Yoink. 28. Oh, look, I think we're 5. I think we have enough. We do not. We're what, one away? Womp, womp, womp. Oh, we could do it. But we could level him up if we wanted to. All these rest of these guys don't even matter. How many blues do we have? 27. Craziness. All right, let me log on. What are some other accounts that I could? Do I just do an 8 pool now? Or do I just wait? Does it even matter? Yeah, nah, we'll wait. We'll wait and do some pulls at the end of the Alright, so we're at 51. What do we want to do? Probably gonna set this off to farm. Kiddo's giving me this look like, Dad, I am hungry, even though I said I was not hungry. Oh my god, look at 9. 9 with the pity. Pulls a Perun and a Anubis. Look at this guy. Count is Wukong, Loki, Anubis, and a Perun. 9 when I tell you that I love you and you can die in a fire. Just know that I mean it from the bottom of my heart, and that I love you. Like you're awesome. But yeah, let's see who's streaming. Yoink yoink yoink. Let's see. Godforge. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, here we go. What is... Let me check this guy out real quick. Let's see. Control C. Let me go back. There we go. Awesome sauces. This I'm gonna go cook dinner. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. I'm probably gonna stream. I'll stream tomorrow, and we'll probably set it up to I think 6 Central is when I'll probably go live. I'll do another run. I'll try to beat I'll do another speed run just to see how fast we can sit there and clear. We'll start with a super whatever account, but let's see. Read. What do you mean that is not the what? What? Okay, let's see. We are going to look. Search by category. Godforge. Who's there? Let's see who's there. Gaming's Black Jesus. Here we go. Oh my god, vicious. There you go. Rating A. Yes, take it easy. I'm going to go to the door.